Greetings, colleagues, viewers, ladies and gentlemen. This is the monthly show, the VUT Student Academic Development Support and Work Integrated Learning. This particular series we are bringing to you behind the scenes. We are inviting the colleagues that are behind the whole program and the department and the division and the center. So we have Carlen joining us and Priscilla. We will introduce them to you. We're going to talk about the administration and the database coordination is the focus of our conversation. But I'm not alone today. I'm joined by George Mutenda Zamera. You must be familiar with him. He's a fellow co-host, a coach. He's going to be greeting you just now. But let me remind you that this is the 15th edition of this show. The show takes place once a month, the last Wednesday of every month, with the exception of the month of December and January. So we are in the month of May, so you're going to hear more of us almost every month from now onwards. Welcome, Brother George, Coach George. It's wonderful to see you on this very cold winter day being with us. How have you been?
I'm well, Sam. Thank you very much for asking me to come over. It's pretty chilly out there, but I'm sure after we've gone through what we're going to go through now, we're going to be really warm, both physically and in our minds. Eh? But welcome. Thank you very, very much. It's really a good opportunity to be able to share with those ladies from WIL University. And I'm really looking forward to understand what they do, the impact that they're having in the community, because we need more people like that. And as you know, I'm the founder and CEO of WIL Unlock Consulting, an executive and leadership coach, a facilitator. I'm the current president of the Professional Speakers Association of Southern Africa, the Johannesburg chapter. I'm an author, published a book on goals and goal setting. And my passion really is to get executives and leaders to live their best lives by achieving goals. And we work together on that. You can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and clips of me on YouTube. So yeah, welcome. Thank you very, very much. I'm really looking forward to this episode, Sam. And to these two ladies, I can't wait to hear your stories.
Thank you, George. And it is a congratulations to you for that responsibility of heading the branch of Johannesburg of the Speakers Organization. Mm-hmm. I look forward to my first invite, George, to come and join.
It's in the mail.
Thank you so much. Let's welcome our guest speakers, or our main guests today, Carlen and Priscilla. You will find out as they start talking why we invited them jointly. They are colleagues. They are really the people that make that department happen from the background. What is very interesting to the two colleagues, George, as I was reading their profile, I actually found out that both of them started as contractors in this department before they could be appointed. It's quite fascinating. Let's hear from them. Carlen, welcome. Let's first just find out how you're doing. It's very cold here in Johannesburg. I'm not sure about the WIL. Say hi and tell us how you have been today before we get into know you a little bit more.
Good evening to all, and thank you for the invitation for tonight. Yes, it's also cold here, but luckily we snuck into lekker warm socks and at home. It's very nice to be at home. Yes, thank you for the opportunity to join you.
Thanks to technology, you can always join from anywhere.
Yes.
Priscilla, it's wonderful to have you on the show today. I look forward to hear more about you. But how has your day been?
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation and good evening to the listeners. We are fine, even though it's cold. Remember, winter is here. We shouldn't
Yeah.
even try to avoid it. But yeah, we are dressed warm. We are welcoming it. Welcome, winter.
I was saying to George earlier on that if you have something important, you don't have time to listen to the cold.
No.
Absolutely. It will be what it will be, right? Life
Yeah,
is season.
yeah.
Yes.
We often want the viewers and the listeners to get to know where it all started. We don't just want to start with where you are now. Share with the viewers where did you start your life and the journey of education and career. Maybe let's start with you, Priscilla. Where did you grow up and where did you go to school?
That's a long, long journey. Do you want to hear it all?
Just a
But
snippet of it and make the people of your village proud.
yes, uh, I I grew up in Soweto, but
Oh,
when it was
yes.
time for me to go to tertiary, I went to WIL University of Technology because I was interested in the course by the name of Public Relations, and
Mhm.
WIL University of Technology offered that course. So that's where the journey started in terms of the tertiary level. When I was done with my theory part, it was
Yeah,
necessary for me to do the training part.
yeah,
And that's where the career started because I went to do my training at Cooperative Education Department. So
yeah,
yeah, it was a good journey. I learned
yeah,
a lot as a student. Remember, as a student, you are there to learn, you are there to expand, you are there to make sure that the theory that you received in class is able to uh, be joined into the practical side of things. So I learned a lot as a student in training, but it took me to another level because as a public relations by then, you you needed to know communication skills. You needed to communicate with the students, the industry, and the surrounding communities. So even though I learned it in class, but the practical side of it was so motivating for me, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. So
mhm,
yeah, that's
mhm.
where my journey started. And in terms of tertiary, I landed my training at Cooperative Education Department.
Wow, wow. Yeah, Colin, we hear that the people who chose to study public relations then they were earmarking to become radio broadcasters and DJs.
Yes.
But they end up finding out that it's not just about broadcasting, it's more than that.
Mm.
How did
Yes.
yours start? Priscilla will come and clarify that. I'm sure that had to do with being wanting to be one of those famous radio DJs. But let's park that one for now. Where did yours start, Carlin?
I grew up in Namibia. The town was Tsumeb, right in the north of Namibia. Um, I graduated there. Then I started studying in Uppington at the technical college there. Um, I just started, and then my father passed away, and I decided, no, I'm gonna go back home to be there for my mother. And I got married very early in my life and started a family. So I was just at home. Then after that, I got a position at the TCL mine in Tsumeb. and as a data capturer. And in 1989, my husband and I decided to move to Vanderbijl Park. Of course, it was a challenge from a small, very small town. When we came here just to check this place out, when I saw Pick n Pay hypermarket, I thought, yo, no, we have to move here. And yeah, now we don't even have to Pick n Pay here anymore. But yeah, it's quite,
you have the whole town to yourself.
yes, it was difficult in the beginning because I never locked a door, not even the car doors or nothing. Everything was just open, and here I had to get used to lock everything, and yeah. But we went through that. Um, I was at home all the time, and I think in 1999 I traveled actually the whole Vol University through. I started temping in from the secretaries at engineering. There was 4 of them that I temped in when they go on maternity leave or for sick leave or something. Then I started to temp. I ended up at management sciences as well. And then Lena, I was contacted when Lena had to go on maternity leave. That was in 2000. And yes, I was stuck there. When I started there, I fell in love with this position. Dealing with students, people all the time, helping. So my contract was renewed each and every year up till 2008 when I was permanent employed. And it was in 2007 that I decided now I'm going to take this opportunity and study further for my national diploma because I only had my matric. And yes, I started it then. And then I got permanent employed. And my classes was at Sebokeng at that time. So it was traveling all the time in between working hours. So at the stage I thought, no, I'm going to leave it now. It's not going to work out, this thing. So in 2013, I restarted the 3-year course again because it was about to phase out soon. So I thought, no, let me do it. It was very difficult. At my age, well, to graduate at the age of 50, which I thought, it's quite a challenge. Cooking, managing a home, everything, children, grandchildren, everything. So, yeah, I did it. And I love my job, really.
Wow.
That is
Beautiful.
where I am still today. Staring pension very soon in the eye. So, yes.
But it has been a beautiful journey. Thank you so much. We'll come back to revisit some of the stages you've gone through. George, you were saying earlier on that during your times you just went to school and studied. But it is interesting to recognize that the universities of technology have always had this sort of arrangement that students go through some sort of programs like this one. But I'm not sure your reflection as you hear this introduction. I mean, it sounds like it was not really very easy at all, irrespective of the fact that it was. Then it was technical. Am I right, Carlin?
Yes.
Wonderful. George, any reflections?
Yeah, let me start by congratulating the two ladies, actually. Congratulations and well done for what you have achieved. We take it very lightly when we have achieved something as if, it's a given. But to be able to graduate the way you ladies have done, and as you say, at 50, that shows resilience and persistence. And it's a quality that we see less and less of. Resilience, persistence, chasing goals. I'm going to achieve this. And so I really want to give it to you for what both of you have achieved. And for my part, also to say that when we went to school, as I was saying, to university, you went to university, you graduated, and you had to find a way around how to get a job, etc. I studied law, and when I finished, you had to make a plan, and so yeah. Whereas I like this structure where you actually have you merge the academic with the practical on the way too, so that by the time someone exits, they've got both facets, and it's something that's admirable. And I would really want to hear more about how you do it, the number of students involved, but it really is something that that's the way I would encourage education to be, actually, to have a practical element to it.
And George, to for them to have had no preparation and then find themselves administering the work in such a complex organization. You might just look at the building and you think it's not a big organization. If you look at the number of faculties, the number of students, the industry that they work with, maybe let's hear from them, as you have said, the actual job they do. I mean, the title doesn't tell much. A data coordinator, a database coordinator, and a will administrator. When you hear the words coordinator, you hear administrator, you think it's just generic administration.
Yeah.
There's a specialization in it. Maybe, Priscilla, if you can, I know you've written here how you ended up being a data coordinator, but what does your job entail, and how is your day at work like?
You know, because we are required to make sure that the students that enter the university, at the end of the day, they graduate. We are required to have students who are looking for training. We call them well-placed, well-unplaced students. We also have national and international students. So my day starts with, in this way, that I create a database of students who are in need of training, and students who have already received training and are in companies, and be international or national students. Either way, we separate them in terms of the data. And also remember, because they are placed, we need to know where they are placed. As a result, we end up having a company list of our students who are doing training there, their mentor and their supervisors, because we need to know everything. We need to manage that database and have an accurate information with that regard. So I manage the whole data, as I've said, placed and unplaced students, companies, the mentors, and supervisor information. So that's where my area of focus is on a daily basis.
And you're just talking about the inputting side. That means on a daily basis, you probably receive new input, you capture it, you manage it. But when I hear data management, I think of data storage, data security, data analysis, data retrieval, because I'm sure you don't just produce data and give it away, you speak to it. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, in this day and age where we have Copy Act, it's important to make sure that whatever data that you have, it's well managed, it is well taken care of, and it is well stored, because at the end of the day, we need to look at the stats per year to say how many students were looking for training, how many students are placed, how many students did we have in, let's take for instance, in 2024. So you need that data and accurate data to make sure that you give that information to the relevant parties that are in need of.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. George, you wanted to follow up there?
Yeah, just one thing I think is important to share with the listeners. What is the population of your students at Val universities, so people can get a picture of the size of the job that you do? What's the population there?
Yeah, from first year until doctorate, it's plus minus 21,000 students. So yeah, we have a lot of students that are enrolled under Bali University of Technology.
And that suggests that those who have to be placed, depending on the faculty they come from, that number could almost be in the hundreds that you have to
Yeah,
take care of on a daily basis.
true. It can be hundreds, it can be plus. Last year we had, how much did we have, Carolyn, in terms of the total?
1,400.
Yo.
That
So
were placed in the industry.
Yes.
yes.
Wow.
So you see now we are talking about 1,000 students that are all over in the industry, South Africa, and sometimes beyond our borders. So we have a lot of students that we are catering for. So it's a huge number.
Mm. Carmen, you were sharing with me that you almost the last station before the students receive their awards or their certificates. Tell us a bit about what does a will administrator do? I had thought that you will be there at the beginning and walk the path with people up to the end, but you are saying to me that you're actually the last stage of their preparation to enter the graduations. Maybe share with the viewers what the will administrator do and how does it fit into Priscilla's work.
Yes. So after student registered are placed and registered, the students have to submit reports, which the WIL coordinators will evaluate and then send marks. So they submit their reports at our office, or now since COVID, they email the reports to the WIL coordinators and to me. I capture that reports that they submit on the student's profile that I open after registration. For each and every student who registered, I open a profile. So if they submit a report, I capture on the student's profile the date and what report was received from the student. Then I send that reports to the coordinator. That is if they submit hard copies. Now, when they email it, the coordinator will mark it and they will send me feedback via email with the marks, the mark sheets I have to sign, and then I send it to registrar's office, who will capture it on the student's academic record. In case the report was rejected, I get informed, the student need to get informed your report was rejected, and they will come back and resubmit a corrected report. So at the end, I will have on the student's profile all the reports required on his profile, the dates that it was received, the date when it was rejected, the date resubmission, and then the final marks. And then I also get the diploma applications from the exam office, graduation office, which I also capture on the student's profile, so that I know I'm done with the student. Graduation form is out, everything was in order. Sometimes I say, yeah, it's done on my side, but at the graduation office, they will find maybe the students got a subject outstanding. Then they inform the student, sorry, you won't be able to graduate. There is one subject outstanding. So yes, that's why I say I'm here at the end, where for the throughput of the student to get to graduation.
And you are doing this job because there is a requirement that the students must have done their practicals in the company as part of which, and you collate that information and that filters through into the final report of their that make them qualified to graduate.
Yes, because there's evidence needed all the time. So I can provide them with the evidence. If the students submit hard copies, I also write it in a book where the WIL coordinator have to sign on receiving the report. So if the student come with a query and said, I submitted my report on this date, but Mr. This and this said no, they didn't receive it. I go to the book and I can immediately see what he signed for the report. So the report must be with him. So yeah, I get a lot of those queries, but then I have to prove. And if the WIL coordinator contact me and said, listen, did you receive a mark of this student? I can go straight to the student's profile, check and say, yes, the report went out to you. This report was received on this date. I haven't received any feedback from you. So also from industry, I can get a call or email from industry. The mentor want to know if the student did submit the report, because they might tell the mentor, no, I submitted my report, I'm done. And then you get some of them, they just want to follow up if it's the truth. And immediately, if they give me the student number, I can check on the student's profile and give them the feedback.
Wow. George, just for your information that you have a better structure, we have Simon Mhlala here. Simon Mhlala, I hope you can hear us. They are the people that usually go out there and promise that if they take the students from the university, they will actually produce good workers of the future. So I think that I was going to ask them, where is the source of this work that they kept busy with? But if you are able to comment there, because it looks like it's a value chain, and we started it until today because we've had a conversation with Ndatemhlala before. So basically, there is a commitment from the industry to partner with the university to develop these leaders of the future. But there's a back and forth, as you hear, that once the university commit, they need to make sure the faculty produces students who finish the first 2 years. Once they finish, then they will take them over to the industry to finish the last leg, bring them back, they graduate, and hopefully send them back to permanent employment. Fascinating, isn't it?
Very, very. A question from me. The first one is really for purposes of our listeners who are listening right now. You keep referring to WIL. What does that stand for?
It's work integrated learning.
Work integrated learning.
Yes.
Okay. And the second one from me is, how do you identify the companies who come on board to work with you?
Priscilla, you may.
Okay. Identification of companies happen in this way. When our Simon and Edwin go out to industry, liaison officers go out to industry. It's either, if it's a new company, it has to be evaluated first by the university. And by the university, I mean the specific department where the student will be doing, where the student is situated from. If it's a mechanical engineering student, then we have a WIL coordinator. We call them WIL coordinators, but they are lecturers within an institution that are experienced in terms of a subject matter. So what they do, if it's a new company, Simon and the lecturer have to go to the company so that the lecturer can be able to see what will the student be doing. Remember, every student that comes into the program, they're either evaluated at the end of the day by a professional body. Under engineering, we call it Engineering Council of South Africa. So they are evaluated So each and every company that comes into place, they must be evaluated, whether they will be offering the right kind of training for our students. If that evaluation is confirmed and is approved by the university and specific department, then the students can continue to do the training in that company. So that's how the companies are evaluated and approved by the university.
Okay. I hear engineering there, but what disciplines are covered? Do you cover right across the board, legal, marketing, or what is it? Help me understand that one.
Yes, we
Okay,
have
sorry, Priscilla. It's the
okay.
four faculties. It's engineering and technology. Then it's applied sciences and human sciences and management sciences. But management sciences, it's only the sports department that we cover. That is but for placement, it's also it's a wide spectrum because I work with the four faculties, all of them.
And then each one of them will have a faculty coordinator, which is basically someone from the faculty that goes and interact with the students while they're at the places of training.
Yes, every department's got their own WIL coordinator. Mechanical's got their WIL coordinator, power engineering, electronics, process, and computer systems. Everyone, even if they're like public relations, biotechnology, analytical, each one has their own WIL coordinator who goes out for visits, evaluate the reports submitted, and they must issue the results as well.
So actually, the team is bigger than what we see. So we see you guys in cooperative education, but if you count the departments, so on average, how many people from various faculties that actually support this program out there in the market? In other words, how many WIL coordinators on average do you have from the departments that work with this program?
Well, I can't give you exactly the number of that because in some cases, at some faculties, the one lecturer is marking the progress report, then the other one is marking the project report. They have moderators who mark that. So it's not always just one coordinator marking the whole report, it's other moderators as well. So, yeah, if I have to count all of them, yeah, I can't give you a specific number for how many there are.
But it's good to hear that it's not like you are alone, Priscilla, supporting the students out there. Actually, you are doing the work that actually supported the main work of the faculty of graduating students with experience from the industry.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Remember, at the end of the day, the stats that I'm talking about or the database that I'm talking about, it also helps the WIL coordinator, the lecturer that has to go and do visits, meaning that the database that we do is able to link the student to the company. So that at the end of the day, when the lecturer says, let me go and do the visits, he has or she has the whole information at the desktop, whenever that they need that information.
Okay. So talk to us about some of the highlights that you guys have experienced. Our listeners are itching to hear, okay, we're hearing all the procedures and processes, but what are the highlights? What can you pick out one or two that you say, yes, this stands out?
To me, yes, highlights is when me and Priscilla see if our numbers correlate with each other because she's got the registration documents and on her database, and I must have mine, and it must correlate with each other. Um, when we write and we can see, okay, that is the stats, it's fine. We've done. And then the one that stands out very much to me is the happiness on some of the students' faces when they have their marks and they know they in line for the graduation. It makes me feel very nice. And yeah, we achieved something. Sometimes you even have a tear in your eye when you say, oh, this one was at my window all the time, and now I don't see this one anymore. So, yes, that is the highlight for me.
Yeah. And on my side, the highlight is that remember I create the database from the student who starts and say, I'm in need of training. I have their names and their surname. Now, I normally track the student from the time that they were looking for training until they graduate. So my stats will say this student, student A was unplaced in January, and in March the student is placed. They are still on my database, you see. And then at the end of the day, the student graduates. So it's wonderful to see the process, because from the time when you capture the student not placed, they are you do follow-ups. You find out, did you upload the documents on the Williams? I need this information, I need what. And then when they register, you also do follow-ups to say that I need the company letter. Is it a legit company letter that you have given me? So it's a process. By you monitoring the process, and at the end of the day, making sure that the same student who you captured at the beginning, and that was in need of training, now they are in company A. Now you know their mentor, now you know their supervisor. So that is wonderful, because that's progress at the end of the day. You are making sure that that student is catered for, as they finish their training, going to Carolyn for submission of reports, you know that their information is intact. So yes, that is wonderful.
Yeah, and I can imagine also, George, that the other indicator will be the impact of this intervention on the student's life holistically and the stakeholders around them. And I know that the students probably come from all over the country and villages and townships. And so what will you say, colleagues, the impact beyond the students that these interventions make?
I'll make an example of one call that I received. I think it was late last year. This person is calling. He says, "Do you know me?" I said, "No." He says, "I was a student, and you helped me with 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm a director. I'm a director of a company, and I'm taking VUT students only because I know the process. I've been in that process. I prefer only VUT students." So that at the end of the day makes you not to be reluctant in terms of your work. You know that you are producing future leaders. So it's important at the beginning to treat them as future leaders, because at the end of the day, they are. As I'm giving you this example, he's a director of a company. So how many directors have we produced there? How many entrepreneurs have we produced there? as a University of Technology. It's wonderful to hear such great news.
Mm, mm. Wow, wow, that's really beautiful.
Can
And
can I trace that thought? Because that's a very important thought about the numbers and the impact that you have. Do you capture that? Do you do you have a database that says so and so is now here, and here's a picture that we can paint of all our students with now government officials? We have this. Do you track that? Because that sounds to me like a good story that VUT can use.
Yes, as I said before, that we are able to link the student to a company. So that's the database that we are talking about, because we knew the student before they were captured by a company. And then now when they are in a company, we also are able to trace where are they doing their training, you know, and that's how we capture that information. I mean, I can roughly say to you right now that we have a database of students who have done their training at ESCOM, different ESCOMs. So we have the number of them. We even have their mentors and their supervisors. So by that, we are able to say, no, we have placed close to 89 students at ESCOM only. So that's a huge number that we are contributing even to the economy of South Africa as a whole, because such students, when they finish their training, they are absorbed in the industry. They become managers, they become supervisors, they become directors, and they make an impact in the economy as a whole.
you can only appreciate and wish that we can triple those numbers, because this is a need in the economy. And very important question, George, because sometimes we tend to think that universities are just interested in passing students; they're not interested in checking what impact is being made out there. So programs like this and the structures and like this are quite helpful. Um, your jobs must have, in a way, also transformed you to a certain extent. So, what have you had to change to be able to remain relevant in this stressful, high demand administrative kind of work as mothers and at the same time professionals? And what advice do you give people out there who want to do the same type of work?
Okay, first, I had to learn to have patience. Definitely. Because as soon as you're on a track and you get a hold up somewhere from someone else, you need patience. Really, you need patience, and you still have to be friendly and helpful in that way, because we all know students are very demanding. Um,
Mm,
they submit their reports, and they expect to have a mark tomorrow, which is impossible. Because I have to tell them, listen, you're not the only student. There's a lot of students' reports that must be marked. Just give 2 weeks time, and then you will receive a mark. So I learned of patience. Um, I learned to be helpful and have have an ear for anyone who has a problem, because everyone's got problems sometime. We're all human, and I understand they will come and apologize for late submission and all those things. Then you help them in that situation. So yeah, I learned a lot in that, and to work as a department together. Um, if one falls out, the whole department collapse. I mean,
mm,
we all have to work together as a team. That is very, very important. So
wow.
yeah, I learned to do that, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
Beautiful. Priscilla?
I would say ITC skills, in this world of technology, I needed to make sure that I'm also advanced in terms of technology. We have cloud now. We have information that is needed regularly. How do you keep up with that? You need to be able to learn more about, computer skills. You learn more about programs like we are using Williams. We call it Williams. It's a program whereby the whole information that we are talking about, the students that are in need of training, they are there. The students that have been placed in companies, they are there. How do you navigate that thing? You have to learn more about IT skills beyond, the normal circumstances. You have to be interested. You have to search around other universities. What are they using? Is it going to enhance our university? Is it going to enhance my work? At the end of the day, to make sure that whatever that we put out there, it's in line with not only the University of Technology, but it also answers to the whole of South Africa. It also answers to the world. Remember, even if we are a University of Technology, we are still in market with other countries out there. Our students are even beyond borders. How do you navigate that? So I learned more about doing computer skills more and to improving even my work. Communication skills it's a need in this industry that we are in, because if you can't be able to communicate with students, if you can't be able to communicate with companies, then you are losing out in terms of the market, because they control the market. Our students control the market. Companies control the market. At the end of the day, if we can't be able to have a good communication skills with them, then we are not going to have more students going to companies. We are not going to have more students graduating under a VUT. So yeah, it has made me to be alert and also to be innovative in terms of IT skills there.
Both of you have a very long service, and I'm sure they did not chain you to this job, to this company. What in particular made you so committed and stay so long in this role? These are demanding roles. And I'm sure there's some other organizations out there that might have been attracted to your talent.
You can't do this work without loving it. If you don't love it, you can't do it. That's the advice I can give. So on my side, it started with the love. As I said, that the fact that you are making an impact upon one student, just one student, at the end of the day, it wakes you up in the morning and say, go and make an impact unto 50 more students, unto 100 more students, unto 1,000, and even beyond. So it starts with the love.
And what okay, no.
Sorry, to me also is the team, the people who works with you, who assist you. They lift you up when you're down. They encourage you. They're also there, the helping hand, assist they help when they see you struggle. Yeah, it keeps you going, and like Priscilla said, you must have love for your job. It's not worth going to a job where you just, I'm just going for it to get paid. You must love this thing that you are doing. Otherwise, I don't think you get any quality out of that. It's just an ongoing thing all the time. But yes, you must have the love for that and the passion for that work. And to see the output of the students, that's the main thing. You want to see how they also grow in this time of the work integrated learning, how they grow in this whole thing and the throughput at the end.
I was going to ask that you both have long tenure with the university. And in all those years, individually, what would you say, hey, this was the biggest challenge for me?
To me, it was the study. During working hours, it was a challenge, but I did it. That is the one that stands out for me.
And how did that make you feel when you achieved it?
Oh, I still feel so released that I did it. I still can't believe. When I look back now, I thought, where did I get the time? Where did I? But now, I won't do it now. I don't think so.
Yeah. Also on my side is the studying. Remember when I finished my diploma, I wanted to do a BTech degree. And with the degree, it was part-time at that point in time. During the day you are at work, at night you study. Wow. It was a challenge. It was a challenge. I would come out at about 10 o'clock at night. And remember, I have to make sure that I am well awake the next morning at work.
So there are no
So,
excuses for those who are saying, I'm busy, I can't study.
no, there is no excuse. If you want to study, you will study. So in my instance, when I graduated, I remember one student said, "Really? You were studying?" I said, "Yes, I was studying and I was working at the same time." "Oh, no, ma'am. Now you are encouraging me. I thought I'll just finish my one diploma and then leave it. No, and now I'm going to enroll next year to do even further my education." Yes, there is no excuse. If you want it, you have to do it.
Yes, I
And there's
This
also
is
your
beautiful.
encourage students to keep on studying while you're young. Go on. Even if they graduate, I tell them enroll for advanced. Keep on. Do it, do it, do it. Just keep on studying while you can. Because when you get older, then then there's kids and there's husband and wives and whatever that's taking all the time. So
Yeah.
when you have the time, take advantage of the time and study.
So you do have this kind of conversations with your students.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. When they come and stay, I have a lot of students who will come or send me an email and say, "Thank you for your help. Thank you for your assistance." And then I will say, "Go well. God will bless you. And please keep on studying." And so I do encourage them.
Beautiful. So your job is more than the job that you have shared with us here. You
Yeah, it's
do
almost
sometimes
like a
become,
mother figure as well.
yeah, become coaches and mentors and advisors.
Yes.
all rolled into one.
Mm,
Yes.
mm, mm. And I guess it's the nature of the unit there where you find yourself. Is a unit that that contributes to personal and professional development journey of the students. And as Priscilla was saying, if you don't love this job, basically you say that if you don't love people, especially students, you can't stay there for too long, for long enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I'm looking at time, so I would like you to reflect on. I don't know how often you have conversation like this where you are on the spotlight. Now that we have given you this opportunity to talk to us about what you do, what kind of feelings and emotions you are experiencing right now as we listen to your stories and you are sharing them?
Truly speaking, when you do what I do, database coordinator, you are never thinking that you are doing a lot. Such interviews make you to reflect upon the impact that you are making and your colleagues are making, with regards to the development of not only students, but the university at large. So this interview is just a reflection on me to say that, wow, cooperative education is doing a lot. It is doing a lot, and we never sit down and check it out on the impact that we are doing to our students, the impact that we are doing to the university at large.
To me, it feels like this interview feels like I'm like a celebrity. I'm not used to interviews and things like that, but it made me think you are valuable. There's an input. There's input that you are doing in this whole process. So you never get time to think about yourself, what you are doing. It's only on a run. Get to work, get home, get to work. You never have the chance or the time to really go and think, yo, that is actually what I'm doing. Because everything gets so used to, and there's more. I think even if I have to tell more things, there will be much more things coming out, because it's not only just this. There's queries, then you have to solve this problem. There's a parent that's following up on a student, and they're concerned about the children. I mean yourself with your own children, and you have to be helpful and assist them in each and every way you can. So yeah, now to realize, okay, I do play a big role in this whole co-op education department. Yes.
It's very important to always reflect on the impact that we are making in the bigger world.
Yeah.
And each of us has an impact. And as you say rightly, often we don't look at ourselves with compassion. We just run around and do what we need to do. But when you take a little time, you're inspiring someone out there, you are impacting someone out there. So your role is bigger than you think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Beautiful. In closing, if there are students out there that are enrolling at the university, either at the VUT or any other university, where WIL is being offered, and they are still doubtful as to whether they need it or not, what advice will you give them?
Okay. Work integrated learning is very important. It links you to the theory that you're doing in your classroom. So when you are there doing your training, or when you are thinking of whether do I need to do it, do I need not to do it, think about it. If you are able to do the work integrated learning at the end of the day, you'll qualify with experience. Remember how many companies that you apply will say, we need your diploma or your advanced diploma with experience. Where will you get that? So this work integrated learning actually gives you a leverage to have not only a certificate, but also, experience at the end of the day. And just to mention, most of our students that have done the training, they are also absorbed in those companies, because they're doing well, So my advice to students is that when you start your training, please make sure that you value the opportunity that you're given, because you might be considered for permanent employment. If not on that company, you might need your previous mentor to give, a recommendation at the end of the day. How were you behaving in that company? So make sure that you sell yourself. Make sure that you are obedient. Make sure that you come to work. Make sure that you listen to your mentor and your supervisor, so that at the end of the day, it will not only give leverage to your mentor and say, we had a good student doing training, but it will also give, an impact onto your future. Thank you.
Beautiful advice. Thank you so much for that. Carlin?
I think it's not that WIL is compulsory only. It gives you that experience. If you apply for a job, they always go and look at experience. If we look at the unemployment in South Africa, there are so many students who already did their studies and they graduate and everything, and still they can't find work because experience is expected from them. So that's why I feel it is really important for the students to do their WIL training. So when they walk into a position, they're familiar with the environment, and they can be able to do and go on their own. Because that's why I think it's the unemployment is so high. It's because of the lack of experience. So that's why I feel it's very, very important to do the WIL, to get familiar with it and to see what the challenges is.
And if I'm on campus at the WIL and I want to come and explore these advices with you and even enroll myself in the VUT WIL program, where do I find you, colleagues, on campus at Vanderbilt?
Okay, we're in Andries Potgieter Boulevard, WIL University of Technology, Cooperative Education in the N block, N108 is our reception, and the whole team is available there on a daily basis.
But if I'm somewhere in Polokwane, I can't travel, but I want to call. Who do I call? What
You can
numbers
call,
do I...
our numbers is available, email. Yes, we've got the website. Everything is on the website, also all the information.
Any particular number to call, Priscilla?
The reception number is 016 950 9496. I'll repeat it again. It's 016 950 9496. And the email address is wil@vut.ac.za. wil@vut.ac.za.
And Karen mentioned the website address. Is it the university website or is it a Cooperative Education Department website?
No, it's a VUT website. And then they go to cooperative education, and there they will find all the information they need.
Beautiful. I think the last point that I wanted to ask, I know we're running out of time. At what point does one join the WIL program once they become the students? In which year?
During their last semester. During their last semester.
Okay, beautiful. Wow, this is valuable, George. If you don't mind wrapping up for us from your side before we say goodbye to our viewers. Thank you so much, colleagues. That's really helpful indeed.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was very useful and insightful, and I'm sure listeners will benefit from the contact information. I really like the program. I think it's the way to go, creating the experience before one actually exits university. So well done, ladies. May you continue to prosper and succeed.
Beautiful, beautiful. We brought you the behind the scenes into the front, so I hope now you know who to talk to when you happen to be at the university. So that was our 15th edition of the WIL University of Technology Student Academic Development Support and Work Integrated Learning Show, the monthly show that comes on the last Wednesday of every month. 1800 hours here at Commercial Television Network. Exception is, of course, December, January, we don't have the show, but otherwise, once a month, you can come and learn more about this. This particular approach to transition to the world of work is very much famous globally. I know currently Sisini and Edwin Mavelani are somewhere in Turkey attending the World Association of Cooperative Education, meeting other universities from all over the world, talking about the same topic, George. It is really wonderful to know that our universities of technology are meeting other universities somewhere out in the world, exchanging ideas and contributing to development of industries. Great opportunity indeed. Thank you so much, Carlin and Priscilla. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I'm sure the viewers did as well. We'll meet again next month. We'll have other colleagues from the department and even from the industry joining us. My name is Sam Zima, and I was joined by my colleague, George Mutenda Samera. We're saying goodbye, and please check those details, the website. Visit the university itself, walk in and ask to talk to the colleagues in the cooperative education department, especially if you are already registered as a student at the university. Now you know, before you complete your last semester, go and register for the WIL program. That might just be the life-changing step that you are taking. Thank you so much, and until we meet again, goodbye.